football.
All right, and we're back. Last weekend we had college football. This weekend we're going to be breaking down NFL. I'm so excited. NFL is honestly my favorite sport, my favorite league in the whole entire world. So let's get right into it. Big predictions, big award predictions, big everything. Let's go. Let's get right into it. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a little bit of a rough week here at college, just with school and everything. Haven't had too much time to prep, but hey, that's kind of how the NFL is. You know, NFL, you kind of just you go, and you kind of just prep as the week goes. So let's just bounce right into it. I'm gonna jump into the our division winners, our division picks, and our division record leaders, just in general. Let's start off with. I'm not going to start with the AFC North. As a Browns fan, I'm going to save that for a little bit. I want to start with the AFC East, one of the more lopsided, I would say, divisions in the NFL. I had the Bills winning this by a landslide, winning this division easily. I had the Patriots coming right in second. They spent a lot of money in free agency, the most out of all teams in the NFL in free agency. I think Vrabel, I think Drake May isn't going to have a sophomore slump. Other than another quarterback that I will mention in a little bit. I don't think Drake May will have a sophomore slump. I think Vrabel's a great coach. I do think they will go like 9-8, 10-7 at max. I could see them going 8-9, 7-10, just because that team is still young. They have a lot of good young pieces. Obviously, they have Travion Henderson, Will Campbell, the offensive lineman, who I love. That boy loves football. And like I said, you got Mike Vrabel. And in my opinion, in the NFL, it's a lot about culture. It's all about coaching. So when you got a guy like Vrabel at the helm with Drake May and pieces around him, there's a lot of good things that can happen. But I have him coming in second at AFC East, coming in around 9-8. Yeah, I'll say 9-8. Third in the AFC East, I have the Jets. I still think they got some more. They still have some more room to improve. I think Justin Fields isn't the best. I do think he will improve, like as a quarterback, just coming from the Steelers offense to the Jets offense. I know it's not much of a difference weapons-wise. Obviously, they have Garrett Wilson. They got Braylon Allen. They have Breece Hall. I'm just worried about Justin Fields at the offensive line. Vera Tucker going down literally like a couple hours ago. They ruled him out for the rest of the season. So, yeah, we'll see. I think the Jets – worst case scenario would be winning like 7 to 8 games, and they fall out of the top 10. They don't have anything. They don't have a quarterback to pick next year. I think best case scenario is obviously they win 10 games with Justin Fields, and you guys got your quarterback. But in my opinion, I think the Jets are winning probably 5 games at max. I'm going to say 5-12 for the Jets. I really don't think I see them. I just don't. I love Aaron Glenn. I love their coach. I just think they still need a couple more years. Aaron Glenn needs a couple more years with this culture and a couple more drafts too. Dolphins coming in at last. I think they're going to be the worst team in the NFL this year. That's kind of my hot take. I'll spoil it. Yeah, they're not going to be good this year. I think Mike McDaniels gets fired after this year. I think the whole team is just kind of a dumpster fire. It kind of reminds you of like one of those bad college football programs. Almost like some of those bad Florida college football programs that have been going on throughout college football. The Dolphins are just not a good program. They're not a good team. The culture is not there. Tyreek Hill literally said he wants out. Like it's just not a good look. And like after the first year, I know it's not that big of a deal. Captains are not that big of a deal in the NFL, but the first year since Tyreek Hill has been there, him not being named the captain, it's just a little weird, and like it's just obvious that. It just shows that there's no structure there. So I think Dolphins coming in last in the division and last in the NFL completely. All right, let's just rip it off like a Band-Aid. AFC North. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to start with the Browns. I think we're winning 5 games this year. 5-12 is my official prediction. I'm not going to go over the schedule just because I think scheduling is really hard in the NFL. You can't really predict games like that. But I just think the Browns are not going to be excited to watch this year. In my opinion, if I had a pick, I'd rather us go 0-17 than win us 5 games. But 5 games should still get us a top 8. 5 wins still should get us a top 8 pick in the draft, in my opinion. And in my opinion, that's what this team needs. If we do go out and win 7-8 games, our organization isn't set back only 5 years, it's set back 10 years. the Browns need a losing season. We need a top 5 pick again. I know we had Mason Graham. I know we got the Jaguars pick coming in next year, but we need another one. That's how behind this Cleveland Browns team is. Living and being as a Browns fan, a lot of people think we're right there. We're a couple pieces away. Newsflash, we're not. We're not. We maybe have 5 pieces in total, that being Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward. Like, who do we have on offense? No one, in my opinion. I love Carson Schweitzinger and I love Mason Graham, but like besides that, I think Martin Emerson is bad. I mean, I know he's got hurt, and prayers up for him. I hope he rests up, but he's bad at defense. Greg Newsome is bad. He goes he goes to town hall more than he stops defenders. So I don't know about him. I just don't know. Like, this team is just not pretty. Like, the depth chart is just one of the ugliest we've seen in a while. What worries me is Stefanski. Like, he's going to be coaching for his job, which worries me. And Flacco, obviously, another thing that worries me. Like, I just don't see Flacco winning 3 to 4 games. I do think Flacco, if we do start, I mean, we have a 7-game spurt that we could easily start 0-7. I mean, the 7th game is the Dolphins, so obviously we could start 0-6, and we'd be going to the Dolphins game going 0-6. So I don't know. I think this Browns season is going to be a lot of pain. I'm just really excited to see the young players play. Hopefully we get Quinshon Judkins in there. I don't really know the status of that. I just want to see Denzel Ward, honestly, Carson Schweitzinger, and Myles Graham, or Mason Graham, and obviously I forgot Myles Garrett. I have a little bit of a hot take about Myles Garrett. I love him. I love him as a player, but the fact that he wanted out, kind of like how Tyreek Hill did, kind of like how Micah Parsons did, Trey Hendrickson, all these guys, he wanted out of Cleveland. I know you might say no, Zaylen. No, he didn't. He didn't want out of Cleveland. He just wanted more money. And I get that. But in my opinion, when you pump fake Cleveland fans like that, when you say that, when you say I want out of Cleveland, it just rubs me the wrong way. It really does. So I just think Myles Garrett needs to show that he can do that. Like, I know he is the best defensive player in the league. I think hands down. Micah Parsons right there being a close second. But he does need to show that he can will a team to victory. He can be that leader on defense. He gets gassed, man. He does. Like, as an unbiased Browns fan, he does get gassed on some plays. So I just really think after a long offseason, including Myles Garrett, like, he's usually not involved in this drama, this Cleveland Browns drama, and he was almost the face of it, which is hard to do in the Cleveland Browns organization. But he was the face of the drama. He wanted out for a month spurt, and then we paid him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to be in Cleveland. I want to retire Cleveland Brown." So I just think it's weird. He was arguing with Andrew Berry. He was like just saying a lot of stuff. So I just think it's something to keep an eye on. Like, I don't know. People in Cleveland treat him like he's our savior, and he wanted out. Like, he literally wanted out. He knows that he literally said he wanted to win a Super Bowl, and he knows his team is not going to be competing for a Super Bowl in the next 5 years. So it just worries me that a guy that's never involved in the drama, a guy that's that loves Cleveland, wanted out. Yeah. So I think 5-12 is my official prediction for the Browns. If you're expecting a lot of excitement, just don't be. That's what I would say as a Cleveland Browns fan. Just don't have that many high expectations, because I'm going to the season with very, very low expectations, and I'm pretty excited. So, yeah, that's the Browns. That was kind of a quick breakdown. Pretty depressing, honestly. I really do think, though, if we can get a top 5 pick this year, the Browns will be back in that competition in the next 1 to 2 years. Deshaun Watson is just the reason why this organization will never win a Super Bowl. If I never see a Super Bowl, like, before I die, it's because of Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, I hope you're listening. I hate you. Everyone in the city of Cleveland hates you. You're my least favorite athlete of all time. You'll be my kid's least favorite athlete of all time. And that's my Cleveland Browns rant. So, yeah, they're coming in last in the AFC North. It's going to be rough, but hey, I'm just going to learn how to appreciate the sport this year. That's really going to be my goal, because I'm not going to have an NFL team this year. I'm just not. I'm not going to have a winning NFL team this year. So, that was a long breakdown of the last team coming in the AFC North. Coming above them, coming in third again, I think the Bengals going 9-8, just they're going to have a great offense. Joe Burrow, wait for the MVP pick, but I think Joe Burrow is going to have a MVP like season. I think Jamar Chase is going to do great. Finally having an offseason together, him and Joe Burrow. Finally having a preseason together. They played all preseason games together. They played great. It was awesome seeing that. Awesome seeing some preseason football with some starters playing. But I really think just the defense is so bad, and they just didn't improve it at all. I know they got Shamar Stewart, who I'm not that high on at all. He barely even made the team. He was another guy that was, looking for money as a rookie. So I really don't think I need to touch on this much. If you are following football, the Bengals defense is just bad, and they didn't improve it really at all. I really don't think the Bengals are going to do too much. 9-8, another mediocre season. Joe Burrow is going to be great to watch. Jamar Chase is going to be great to watch. But I think they got to fire Zach Taylor. I know he's a great offensive mind, but he doesn't have that all around like McVay. Well, McVay's kind of an offensive guy too. Shanahan's an offensive guy, but these offensive guys, they learn how to cater to coaching a good defense. They learn how to hire people to coach a good defense. They learn how to acquire people to make a new defense. And I just think Zach Taylor is just not that guy. They didn't make any moves in the offseason on the defense, really, in my opinion, besides Shamar Stewart. So, yeah, I think 9-8 for the Bengals. Steelers, I think, they're coming in second. It pains me to say. I think they're going to be pretty good. I also think Mike Tomlin is just one of the more overrated coaches of all time. He'll have a winning season. They're going to go 10-7 this year. That's my official prediction for them. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to do great, but they won't win a playoff game. Like they're going to have a low seed. They're going to probably play the Bills or the Chiefs, and they're not going to win. So it doesn't really care for me. Like Steelers fans can, flex that playoff appearance over and over again, but they don't do anything with it. So, in my opinion, you don't flex moral victories, in my opinion. So 10-7 for the Steelers, another winning season to show nothing of it for Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. And the Ravens. And one thing are going 14-3. They are so good, top to bottom. They drafted a guy, Malachi Starks, who I think might win Defensive Rookie of the Year. This is the year. I really do think this is the year with Harbaugh. Listening to what he's been saying about camp, their defense is just top to bottom is just so good, in my opinion. I think it's one of the more underrated defenses. People don't talk about it enough. It's scary, man. When you got Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, you add Malachi Starks, it's a scary defense. And then you have Lamar Jackson, obviously, who may or may not have gotten robbed out of MVP last season. Derrick Henry, who showed everyone that he can still run the ball. And you got Harbaugh, who I just think is such a good coach. In my opinion, the best coach in the league. 14-3 Ravens, man. They're winning the AFC North. Okay. On to a different, a little bit of a less exciting division, in my opinion. We'll start at the top. We'll start at the top because it's, like I said, a little less exciting. I think the Texans are going to bounce back and win this division. I think they won the division last year, but they were pretty bad as a team. I think they went 9-8, 10-7 last year. I think they go 12-5 this year. I think CJ Stroud bounces back. He had a definition of a sophomore slump last year, CJ Stroud, but from what I've seen, from hearing him talk, he is one of the smarter quarterbacks in the league. He knows how to identify defenses very well. And if you rewatch that rookie season, he was special, man. So I really just think I'm going to let the sophomore year, I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He had a sophomore year slump. Teams had film on him. I do think D'Amico Ryans is a little bit of a questionable coach. I really think he could be on its way out. Like if they don't do another, if they don't have another good season, I think he's the next guy to go. Also, their running backs, they scare me. No mix in the first 4 weeks. Nick Chubb is not going to be a guy that they can lean on. Woody Marks, the rookie out of USC, I think could be a guy that, could be great, but that is a big question mark. Having a guy that has a sophomore year slump going into his junior year, not having a backfield to rely on. Mixon was a good he was reliable last year. And Stroud not having that his first 4 games of his season, that's rough. So, and opening up against the Rams, that's just going to be, I think it's must win right away for the Texans. I really do. And not having Mixon, it's going to be rough, but I really think CJ Stroud's going to blow him back to a bounce back year, 12-5. Number 2, I think the Jaguars. I think they're going to bounce back. They're going to go 9-8. Trevor Lawrence, I think he's going to have another bounce back season. I really think, Cohen, the coach, Duval, I think he loves the culture and just is going to coach his team to 9-8. I think they might sneak in the playoffs. We'll see about that. I'm not doing playoff predictions just yet. I'm just doing divisional winners. But I really think the Jaguars could sneak in there. It depends on, some of those record games, some of those divisional games. But I really think Trevor Lawrence is going to bounce back. With the addition with Travis Hunter, with Cohen, I think they're going to have a better season than last year. The Titans coming in 3rd, not 4th, not last. I think Cam Ward's going to have a great rookie year. I'll say it right now. He's my rookie of the year prediction pick. I think he's going to do great. A lot of people, I'm a Cam Ward fan. I'm a Miami Hurricane fan. I read a lot about him. I listen a lot about him. A lot of teams a lot of coaches, they talk about him highly, man. Highly, very highly. He knows how to will a locker room. He has a full control over a locker room, even as a rookie. Even people talk about how he stepped into Miami last year. That was a 7-8 win team last year, and he stepped in and he competed every single Saturday for Miami. I really think you're going to see that. I know the NFL is different, but I really think you're going to see that this year with the Titans. Watch out. Cam Ward's going to have a 5-win season with the Titans. I really think he's going to do great with the Titans. Watch out. Rookie of the year, Cam Ward. Just wait. And coming in last, I think this is probably the second worst team in the league, the Indianapolis Colts, with Danny Dimes under center, Shane Steichen on the sideline. I do not think this team is going to do good at all. I think they would have been way better, way, way, way better just going out, sending out Anthony Richardson. There's no reason why they should just go with Daniel Jones. I think it kills all the confidence of Anthony Richardson. I have them going 3-14. Same record actually as the Dolphins. I think Shane Steichen's a little in over his head. He thinks he's an offensive mind, offensive guru. He has no offensive pieces besides Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Warren, who I think would do great in fantasy. But man, this team is just not going to do good. They didn't draft well. I just really don't think the Colts are going to do great. I think them and the Dolphins are my last 2 teams in the league, and I have them coming in last in the AFC South. Okay, my AFC West. This is kind of a bold prediction. I'll start at the bottom. I think the Raiders are going to have a good season this year. They're going to come in last in this division, but I think they can win 6 games. I mean, with Pete Carroll, with Ginty, with Geno Smith, I'm selling myself on it right now. I want to say more than 6 games, but with the division they're in, I just can't. But I really think this team has a lot of upside with Geno Smith, with Ginty, with Brock Bowers, with guys on the defensive side, and with Pete Carroll. I just can't do more than 6 games. This is my boldest prediction of the episode. I should probably save it for a bold take prediction. But I have the Broncos going 8-9 and missing the playoffs. I don't think enough people are talking about Bo Nix having a sophomore slump. I like Bo Nix. I like him a lot. And like I said, I haven't prepped too much for this. I mean, obviously I have ball in my head, but this week I've just been dealing with other stuff and looking at everyone's previews. Everyone has Jaden Daniels and the Commanders having a sophomore year slump. But I think the Broncos, who, yes, they have a top tier, even top 2 defense in the league. Yes, they have weapons. Yes, they have running backs, J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey. But man, just Bo Nix, he did come out slow last year. And it just worries me. And they don't have crazy amount of receivers. Yes, I like Cortland Sutton, but he is a guy that you can have a sophomore year slump with if he goes down. I think Bo Nix, and I hate watching because I love to see the Broncos win. 8 wins. Bo Nix takes a big sophomore year slump, kind of a Texans-like sophomore year slump. They're just in a really tight division, so I don't see them, seeking the playoffs like the Texans did last year. Yeah, I think not enough people are talking about the sophomore year slump Bo Nix is going to have this year. It sucks, but It happens. Not going to happen to Jaden Daniels. Not going to happen to Drake May. Not going to happen to Caleb Williams. Bo Nix, sophomore year slump coming. Okay, coming in second, the Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers. I think they're going to be a surprise team. I think they're winning 11 games. They're going to be great. You give Harbaugh another running back, Marion Hampton. You have Najee Harris, another year with Herbert. You got Lad McConkey, who I think is a top 10 receiver in the league. Man, this team's going to be special. 11 wins. I really think they can compete with the Chiefs. I think what people think the Broncos can do this year by winning the AFC South, the AFC West, I think the Chargers can do. I really do. Yeah, I really do. And number one, coming in and winning the AFC West, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're going to be more mad than they ever have this season after winning. I think they won 15 wins, 15 games last season, and people are still saying that if the dynasty's done. I mean, to be fair, the Eagles did kill them in the Super Bowl. I mean, that they have a reason to be mad, but a hungry Mahomes, man, is just someone I don't want to mess around with. 14-3 again. I think the Chiefs win the AFC West. Book it. Okay, on to the NFC. I'm going to go a little rapid fire here. AFC is a little more home for me, having the Browns in there. Yeah, so NFC South, I think the Bucks, I think they win this pretty lopsidedly. I think they go 10-7. Baker Mayfield going to have a great season. Emeka Egbuka. This NFC South division is pretty wide open for the Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to win it. They're going to 10-7, maybe even 11-6. I think Baker Mayfield, as long as he doesn't have, he had that sophomore year slump. That's kind of where it started, or at least where I saw my first ever sophomore slump when the Browns got OBJ and we played the Titans week 1 and Baker came out and he was just terrible. So I just really hope Baker doesn't do that this year. I mean, he's been in the league for obviously longer than 2 years, so he should definitely be able to, brush off all the hype he's getting. He should be able to win the AFC South with ease. The Falcons, I think, are going to be a little disappointing. I'll say it right now, I think the Bucs are going to be the only team that make the playoffs out of the AFC South. I don't think Atlanta's going to make the playoffs. I love their system, and I love Penix, and I love Bijan, but I just think they need one more year just to round out the offensive line and the weapons, in my opinion, for Penix. I really think they're not going to be able to compete with the Bucs. I know they do have the Bucs number, but I really don't think anyone else out of the South is going to do it. Panthers and Saints. I think the Panthers are going to be better than people think. I think Bryce Young, Tedero McMillan, they got guys on the defensive side, but 3-4 Panthers Saints. They're going to be a close 3rd and 4. You could switch them. I think the Saints are going to be really bad. But yeah, Panthers running out at 3, Saints coming at 4. For the NFC East, I think the Eagles are going to win this division easily. They have the best team, talent-wise, I think we've seen since the LOB. Since the Panthers with Cam Newton and all those guys, or with Steelers with Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner, LOB. I think this team, talent-wise, just has so many guys, man. Saquon, Jalen Hurts. The offensive line is stacked. Defensive line is stacked. I mean, when was the last time Howie Roseman has drafted a bust? I mean, literally, I think it's been 5 years. He drafts just guy after guy, stud after stud. I mean, Jahad Campbell at the end of the first last year, what the hell? The Eagles are just stacked. They just keep reloading and reloading and reloading. But one team that I think is going to be right below them, Eagles coming at 12-5. I think the Commanders are going 11-6. They're not having that sophomore year slump. I don't care how hard their division is. You don't think Dan Quinn knows about a thing called a sophomore year slump? Are you kidding me? Dan Quinn is ready. Dan Quinn is ready to go. He's going to get back to the NFC Championship, maybe. And he's going to have Jaden Daniels ready. And I don't think it's not only is Dan Quinn. I think it's Jaden Daniels. I think this guy is special. I think he's better than a Baker Mayfield than we saw what Baker Mayfield was. I think he's better than what CJ Stroud, than what we saw what CJ Stroud was their rookie years. He is special. He's just a guy that can win games. And I don't care if he won lucky games, 6 to 7 one possession games, wins. I don't care. The guy is special. They're not having a sophomore year slump. That's my other hot take of this episode. 11-6, Commanders, no sophomore slump for them. Boom. Book it. I think the Giants coming in at third. Sorry, I gotta slow down after that one. The Giants coming in at third, I think they're gonna be better than people expect. They're gonna be kind of middle of the pack, actually. 6-8 wins, which is not the best for them. They need another top 10 pick. I think Russell Wilson doesn't do good for them. I want to, like, talent-wise, I think they're a year away. I want to pick them to be good, but with Russell Wilson, and they still have Brian Daboll, who I don't think is the best coach. I mean, they should have fired him a while ago. Do they have Brian Daboll? Am I crazy? Am I crazy to say they still have Brian Daboll? I mean, I remember Brian Daboll was winning playoff games my freshman year of college against the Vikings. Yeah, I just had to fact check that. I mean, Brian Daboll, still the coach for the Giants. I think he needs to go. I don't know. I just think Brian Daboll is not a guy that can still be there. But hey, he did win a playoff game with Daniel Jones my freshman year 3 years ago. But yeah, I just think the Giants are a year away. They do have the pieces. They have Andrew Thomas on the line, who I actually saw when I was looking up, might not play. So like I just think with injuries, and stuff like that. But like I said, they're a year away. They have Andrew Thomas, they have Neighbors. I think Jackson Dart can be good. I think Cam Scadaboo can be good. He can be a New York Giant legend. But I just think they're a year away. 5-12, 6-11 for the Giants. Russ Wilson gets benched after week 5. I really don't think they should have went with Russell Wilson going into week 1. I think they should have just went Jameis, because Russell Wilson is just not gonna do it for you guys. Like you saw with the Steelers, he was winning games. Justin Fields winning games, and then you put Russell Wilson in there, and Russell Wilson was just not winning them games. So I just really don't think Russell Wilson has that. He has that gunslinger. He can perform, but the Giants need a guy that can win them games, and I just don't think Russell Wilson's that guy. And yeah, I said the Cowboys are coming in last. I kind of messed up the order on that, but Cowboys coming in last. Yeah. Okay, now the best division in football. We'll start at the bottom. My third and final hot take of this preview. We'll see if there's a couple more, but this is my third and written one down that I know would get people going. I think the Minnesota Vikings miss the playoffs this year. They go 7-10. Not just because of JJ McCarthy. I think they just get plagued with injuries. I know I'm never rooting for injuries, but just with Kevin O'Connell having 2 like amazing, almost fluky seasons, and just JJ McCarthy, I just don't see it. I just do not see it. He's not that type of guy that can run. Hopefully, I'm wrong. I want to see the Vikings do good. Like I want to see like this division like be as good as it's been, but I just do not see JJ McCarthy taking the top off the defense like Kevin O'Connell has Darnold in the past, has Kirk Cousins in the past. JJ McCarthy did not do that in college, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, considering a lot of Buckeyes are listening to this right now, but he was a check down system quarterback in college, and I'm just really nervous to see him go in the NFL. I know he's had a year of just kind of preparing and just almost like a year of just doing nothing but just getting ready for this moment. But the moment is on Monday Night Football in Chicago. Like, I just think the season is going to start bad for them and end bad for them. Vikings 7-10. No one's on the hot seat. JJ McCarthy is still their guy. I think JJ McCarthy ends up being fine for them, but I just think like injuries get to them. I don't know. It's just they haven't been plagued by an injury in so long. Again, knock on wood. Like it just, and like with their defense, Brian Flores, like he had the defense so good, but it was because he was blitzing a lot, and like teams are just going to be ready for that this year, in my opinion. So I really think the Vikings take a really big step back. They go 7-10. They miss the playoffs, but that's still 3 NFC North teams. Oh wait, excuse me. Sorry, I just spoiled my prediction a little bit. So yeah, Vikings last. In third place, I got the Bears coming at 9-8. I think they sneak in the playoffs with that 9-8 record. I think Ben Johnson's going to have this offense rolling. I think Caleb Williams, he wasn't that bad his rookie year. He just didn't have coaching. Like Eberflus was so bad. And I think Ben Johnson is going to be a great coach. He's my, actually, I'm not going to spoil anything. I think Ben Johnson is going to lead these guys to a great season. The offseason wasn't the best for them. Like a lot of talk about Caleb Williams. I also am worried about Rome Odunze and their weapons. Like, I just hope Caleb has enough weapons. Their offensive line has improved drastically, and I just really think the Bears are gonna do good this year. I mean, they were 4-2 before Jaden Daniels ruined their season last year with Matt Eberflus. So yeah, I really think this is the year Caleb Williams gets over that hump. They sneak in the playoffs this year, and yeah, the Bears. Number 2, the Lions. I think the Lions are going to be number 2. I think people are going to realize they didn't need Ben Johnson as much as people thought and Aaron Glenn. But I have a hot take. I think people are going to realize that the Lions fans, they miss Aaron Glenn more than Ben Johnson. I think the Lions defense takes a big step back. I know they're going to have Hutch back, but I really think Aaron Glenn had a good control over this defense. And they lost a couple other pieces. And I really think they're still going to make the playoffs. I still have them going I'm going to say 11-6. I'm going to say 11-6 in the Lions. I had them 10-7, but I'm going to say 11-6. Coming in at the top of the NFC North after making a trade last week, I think one of the bigger trades we've seen in a while. Trading, in my opinion, I know I said Myles Garrett's the best, but my opinion, the best defensive player in the league, Micah Parsons. He is a Green Bay Packer, and they're winning the NFC North. Matt LaFleur, Micah Parsons, Jordan Love, NFC North champs. Say it with me. I really do think this team has it in them. I love Matt LaFleur. I think he's one of the best coaches in the league. They have a lot of offensive weapons, even though not one might not be the best. They have so many good random receivers. Matthew Golden, I think, is going to be a breakout rookie. Man, this team is just – I would love to just see this team just break off 13 wins. I have them going 12-5, but, man, can you just imagine if Matt LaFleur just runs the NFC? Just boom, him and Jordan Love just – man, I mean, Jordan Love is just so fun to watch. He is just so fun to watch. I think he can have a great season. They're winning the NFC North, and yeah, they're winning the NFC North. Okay, I've got the NFC West, and then I'll give my my predictions for the championships. NFC West, I'll start at the bottom. I think the Seahawks. I think this team is not getting talked about enough. I don't think this team is going to do good at all. I think Sam Darnold. I don't want to be that hater because everyone will say this once this happens. But I think people need to realize Sam Darnold isn't that good at quarterback. It's a great story. It was great to see last year, him and Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. But him being in Seattle with a lot less weapons, I mean, Mike McDonald is not, the head coach is not an offensive guy. I really think you're going to see a step back from Sam Darnold statistically and just as a quarterback in general. I do not think they win more than 5 games. I know Seattle has their way of just kind of willing their way to victories, but in this division, with an improved Cardinals team and a very improved 49ers team, I don't see them winning more than 5 games. Same thing kind of with the Cardinals. Kyler's tiny ass, bounce around on a Sunday, every random Sunday he'll bounce around. He'll get a couple dubs, but I just really don't think they have the manpower, the talent to win this division, to make the playoffs. I do like Jonathan Gannon as a coach. That's a guy that I can kind of see maybe on the hot seat. He was on the hot seat, I think after year 1 last year. Yeah, I think those two teams are kind of the bottom of the barrel. You're probably seeing the top 10 picks. I would say for the Seahawks, if I was a Seahawks fan, I really want to root for some losses. Honestly, if you're in the NFC West, one of the hardest divisions in the league. I just really don't think it's realistic for you guys to keep rooting 8-9 games and just sending you guys back. Seahawks got to get top 5 pick this year. This is going to be, in my opinion, the closest, hardest race in division wise, the whole league. I think the 49ers are going to come in second. They're going to have a bounce back season. They're going to win 12 games. I just think the 49ers are people are just forgetting about them, even though they're the favorite to win this division. People are forgetting about Christian McCaffrey. People are forgetting about Brock Purdy, the man himself. People are forgetting about Kyle Shanahan. People are forgetting about the defense, man. They got some dogs. So I just think people are forgetting about them. Actually, I'm going to say 11-6. I'm going to have a team I was around a decent amount this summer. I'm not biased because of that. I really think All this talk about Matthew Stafford being old, Puka, Puka taking a step back now that Devontae's here. Devontae's washed, Kyron's fumbles, the defense not being there. I really think the LA Rams are winning 13 games this season. I mean, they just have so many question marks, these question marks that people just want to throw out because they don't want to pick the Rams to win. Yeah, I really think they just have it all. The McVay factor and the Les Snead factor is what really sold me this summer. Nothing to do with really the play. I mean, I think people have seen Puka play. I'm not going to say I watched every single practice, but man, like that team, McVay just has them going, man. And I don't want to pick against him. I really don't. I love McVay. I think McVay's the best coach in the NFL. And yeah, the Rams are winning the NFC West. They are. And let's just tie that off. I'm going to go ahead and I'm predicting the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Rams to face off in the NFC Championship. In the AFC Championship. And I'm hoping for this because I think everyone is hoping for a week 1 rematch. Hopefully we get a preview of it on Sunday night. Bills, Ravens. I really think it's the season that the Bills can put it all together and the Ravens can put it all together as well. I told you guys all about it. It's really about just beating Mahomes. Lamar had that chance. Lamar literally had the chance. He went down the field. He constructed a perfect drive, constructed a perfect game-winning pass right into Mark Andrews' hands, and it dropped. I do not think this year that happens. I think Lamar beats Josh Allen in the AFC Championship. With that defense, I think the defense is going to be crazy. I think Malachi Starks is probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm not picking that because I'm a Browns fan, but they make it to the Super Bowl. And on the other side, I hate to say to my guys in LA, and I mean, honestly, I would love to see the Rams do it, but I just think the Eagles go back to the Super Bowl, and we have a chance to see a team go back-to-back, but the Ravens stop them. And I'm picking an AFC North team to win the Super Bowl. The Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens will be your 2025 Super Bowl champion over the Philadelphia Eagles. Pains me to say as a Cleveland Browns fan. That's the season preview. Let's do some awards, and we'll do a week 1 predictions, and then we'll wrap it all up. And got college football coming out soon. Like I think I'm recording my college football episode with a couple buddies, a couple special guests in an hour or so. So if you're still here, thank you guys so much. Let's get right into some awards. Why not? I'm gonna start off with Coach of the Year. I'm gonna start at the bottom. Actually, I didn't even write this one down. I'm going to say Comeback Player of the Year. This is more of a me Comeback Player of the Year. I don't even know if he probably isn't. I don't think he is at all in this. He can't win this award. But I think C.J. Stroud bounces back, comes back to be a top 5 quarterback in the league. That's another hot take for you guys. I really think C.J. Stroud is a really good quarterback. And I know I said Jaden Daniels is a better rookie quarterback than we saw. But just the development of C.J. Stroud from year 1 to year 2, and like all the hate he's gotten, and there's just so much still that I think he can do. Like I watched a lot of his rookie year, I really did, and I mean he beat the Browns in the playoffs, and it was special. Like I know I just said that about Jaden Daniels, but like that rookie year he showed a lot, and in college he showed a lot. So it's like I know it's there, and I'm really just giving him the benefit of the doubt that last year was a sophomore year slump, a big sophomore year slump. And I just don't think people are just writing him off. Like people are. And I just think I'm really going to home in on that college and that rookie year film. And I really think it's still there. I think he shows that this year. I really does. With Nico Collins fully healthy, I think they're going to be one of the more dominant offenses. I think he's going to kind of get in a role. I said the running backs are going to make a difference, but I don't think it will as much as I think. So yeah, CJ Stroud bounce. That's a little Zaylen bounce back player of the year. Let's get into some real awards. Coach of the year. I had Sean McVay, but I think if Ben Johnson wins the Bears 9 I want to say 10, but even 9 games in the NFC North, he's winning it. Like he's winning Coach of the Year. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Ben Johnson. I know that might be kind of a casual pick, but he might honestly be the favorite to win it. But I really think he has everything he can do. Like he has the tools, he has the hype around him, he has the weapons to do it. And all he has to do is win 9 games, 10 games, sneak in the playoffs, and just ride that defense, ride that grit, ride that Chicago grit. Maybe get a home playoff game. I doubt that, but like, man, like I'm just excited to see him, what he can kind of draw up on Monday night with Caleb. People forgetting DeAndre Swift is a Ben Johnson weapon, an old weapon. So like Ben Johnson has a couple things. I know he does tricked up with his sleeve, and I just think he's gonna break him out all season. He's winning Coach of the Year. He's bringing I wish the Browns. He's bringing the Bears back to glory. Book it. Okay, Defensive Rookie of the Year. My Rookie of the Year picks. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say it. I had Travis Hunter for this one, but after talking about the Ravens, how they're winning the Super Bowl, I think Malachi Starks is going to be a dominant defensive player, rookie coming out of Georgia, for the Ravens. I just think he's going to be kind of a Kyle Hamilton like. I say that because he played a lot of corner at Georgia, but I could see them, having him be that other safety with Hamilton. I just think that that with him, Roquan and Kyle Hamilton, I just think Roquan and Kyle Hamilton are just going to boost him up. Like I don't know how offensive lines are going to block this defense. Like if you send Roquan through the middle, Hamilton on the other side, Malachi on the other side, like it is going to be hell for opposing quarterbacks. Hell. So I think Malachi Starks, kind of a sneaky pick. I don't really know like if Kyle Hamilton didn't win Rookie of the Year, like how can Malachi Starks? But I really think Malachi Starks can even be better than Kyle Hamilton. Actually, I can't say that. Kyle Hamilton is a freak. Man, there's so many guys I just wish the Browns had on the Ravens and on the Bengals. I don't give a fuck about the Steelers, but Bengals and Ravens, man, like there's some guys that I do anything. Like Joe Burrow is just a guy, man. God. All right, well, just gotta keep fantasizing, I guess. Keep going. This is kind of a layup. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Cam Ward. He's winning the Rookie of the Year. People are writing him off. Like people are writing the Titans off. Like why can't the Titans have a Commanders like season like they did last year? Like why not? Like Cam Ward was pick number 1, Jay Daniels was pick number 2. Like why can't Cam Ward take the Titans to a division championship game? Like that's crazy to say, but I'm not saying it. But there's a higher chance that Cam Ward wins more games than people think. I really do. Like I said earlier in the episode, coaches talk so highly of him, more than like just any other quarterback, more than just any rookie, from a mentality standpoint, from a locker room guy standpoint. And I just think he's special. He can be a guy that can win the Titans, more than projected over. I really think he can. I'm not going to say that because that's high expectations for a rookie, but Rookie of the Year for sure for Cam Ward. All right, my defensive player of the year is Aiden Hutchinson. I think it's another guy people are forgetting about. He was paced to break the sack record before he got hurt. He was paced to win the award last year before he got hurt. I think the Lions would have made the playoffs I think the Lions would have made the Super Bowl if he didn't get hurt. That's all I really got to say. He's a dog, man. Like there's reports that, Dan Campbell has told him to stop, and during camp told him to chill out, told him to pipe down the offensive line a bit, and he just doesn't. He doesn't stop. He's a manimal. He's a maniac, and he's a dog. He's winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. I really think he won it last season. He's going to get it this season as long as he stays healthy. And my Offensive Player of the Year is someone that I really struggled with. I wanted to pick Jamar, but that would be kind of corresponding to my MVP pick a little. I wanted to pick maybe Saquon to go back to back, but that's just hard to do. I'm going to pick Jahmyr Gibbs. I thought about this one the longest out of all of them. I think Jahmyr Gibbs shows the whole fan base of the NFL that the Lions didn't need some coordinator that may or may not win Coach of the Year. I think that's kind of how it all circles back. Ben Johnson wins Coach of the Year, but you still got Gibbs winning awards on their own. I really think people are going to realize that this Lions team had its own identity without Ben Johnson. Like Dan Campbell is the identity. It's not Ben Johnson. It's not Aaron Glenn. It is Dan Campbell. And I really think they'll go, they won't change too much. They're going to really utilize Gibbs a lot more. I really hope they don't do the David Montgomery bullshit, but I really think Gibbs is winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He shows people that he doesn't need Ben Johnson. He can do it without him. And that's another one that I just don't really know about. And my MVP pick, I want to say something real quick. I'm gonna keep it short. Joe Burrow. I'm not even gonna say too much. You know about him. He's a dog. He's got Jamar. He's got T. Higgins. He's got a full preseason and full healthy offseason under his belt. First one in his whole career. I don't want to talk about the Bengals too much as a Browns fan, man. He's a dog. He's winning the MVP. Joe Burrow to win the MVP. Book it. All right. Just I want to wrap it up with some week 1 takes, but I also want to talk about some headlines. Circle back to my NFC North champion, the Green Bay Packers. How good can they really be? Because I was looking at something, and I think maybe a couple people have seen this stat, but I'm just looking at their schedule. I'll read the stat. I'll read this stat in a second, but looking at their schedule, I just don't see them. I have them going 12-5, and that's just me being, hot take king. But it's going to be hard. Like, it's going to be harder than people think. You start, dude. Man, this Lions game in Green Bay on Sunday, 4:30, 4:25 to be exact. That's a trap game. Like, they need to win this game. Like, the Packers are already favored. I'm not talking about, betting, whatever. I'm just talking about, like, this game, man. I think it really describes your whole season. And Jordan Love, like, if he comes out, like, a little nervous, he's got to come out, hyping up Lambeau, because the schedule does not get any easier. I mean, it goes, you got Lions in Lambeau, and then you got the Commanders in Lambeau, which are two, like, trappy, fishy games, one in at 4:30 and one at 8:15 on Thursday. So it's just like the Packers just need to realize that they have the talent now. They have the coaching. They have the quarterback. I want to talk about the quarterback. They have the running back. They got to just put it all together and not let this all get to them, because, like I said, they have Michael Parsons, the best defensive player in the league. They got to just put it all together. And I want to pull up this Jordan Love stat that I saw. Actually, I'll put up the graphic on if you guys are watching, I'll put up the graphic. Little fun fact. Bart Starr, Green Bay Packers quarterback legend, obviously. I wasn't alive when he was alive, but Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers all won their very first championship / Super Bowl, because Bart Starr, it wasn't during the Super Bowl era, in their 6th season. You know who's entering their 6th season? Jordan Love. And not to mention, they all won those as Packers, obviously. So it's just something to think, like, can Jordan Love put it together? And I am, like, a Jordan Love lover. I love Jordan Love, but he, like, was not that good last year. Like, he just wasn't. He was not good that good last year. I don't know if it was. I'm gonna say it was because of the receivers. I'm gonna say it was because the lack of weapons and the lack of defense. But he, like, just wasn't that good. Like, they were winning games. He was kind of, I think, in my opinion, riding off of LaFleur's coattails a little bit. Like, he was kind of just getting coached through those games. But when you throw them against the Lions, against the Commies, let's keep looking at the schedule. Like, they still got to go. Sorry, I lost it. You got to go. You got to face the Eagles, not in Philly though, which is nice. Yeah, the schedule is not as hard as I thought. A lot of games in Lambeau. Like, you play the Ravens in Lambeau, you play the Eagles in Lambeau, you play the Cowboys you play the Commies and Commanders in Lambeau, you play the Lions in Lambeau. So that's 4 really good teams. You got to go to Pittsburgh. Like, I really don't think this. I take back, you play the Vikings in Lambeau. Like, this can maybe be a 13-win team if Jordan Love can put it together. That's what I'm going to say. Like, the Packers have the weapons. They can win 13 to 14 games even with this schedule. Like, I know the NFC is tough, and like I said, the NFL, it's hard to predict games any given Sunday. any team can do it. But it's like, man, like this schedule is just, it's like you kind of know what LaFleur's cooking up here. Like it's almost like he planned this. He's kind of like it's all flowing in his hands, in my opinion. I just think LaFleur has a great grasp over the Green Bay Packers, and I really think they're going to be a team. I don't think they're going to make the NFC Championship. I think they can be a Vikings team like last year. I think they can just kind of scroll through the season, just win after win after win. Maybe a loss here and there, but they bounce back, win. Yeah, Packers. I'm going to say Packers 13-4. Man, come on, Jerry Jones. How do you get? Man, oh man. All right, let's get into the week one. Let's get some week one picks. I'm gonna pull up the schedule. Let's just go down. I'm gonna give a little breakdown of each team. I like I said, the pick'ems are hard. Like I kind of want to just go down and just kind of give some bullet points. It's just hard with week one, especially. But I'm gonna go down the line to Friday in Brazil. Chiefs Chargers. I think this game's gonna be this game's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait to sit right on my couch and just lock into this game. I don't love that they played in Brazil. Dude, the fact that like Mahomes is going to so many primetime games. I mean, so he has Brazil tomorrow. He has the Eagles Super Bowl rematch at 4:30 the next Sunday. He has the Giants on primetime on Sunday, the next Sunday. Then you got the Ravens at 4:30. The Jaguars at 8. Dude, like what the hell? Like he plays 6 straight primetime games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 straight primetime games. 6 out of his next 8, 7 out of his next 8 are primetime for the primetime slash, like 4:30 games. I count that as primetime. That's crazy. The Chiefs are going to be good. I think this game's going to be awesome. I think the Chiefs win. I would like to see Harbaugh, that'd be pretty cool to win in Brazil against the Chiefs week 1, but I just don't see it happening. All right. Sunday fun day. Let's get right into it. Dolphins, Colts, garbage bowl, battle of the bad. A lot of people are picking Miami. Like a lot. I want to take Indianapolis. I'm gonna take Indianapolis. It's in Indy. Daniel Jones is obviously not as terrible as I and people say. We'll see. I mean, there's also a chance that Anthony Richardson can come in there. Like if Daniel Jones is effing awful, which scares me in my opinion. Like Anthony Richardson is cancer. So this game is this game is just terrible. I'll go with the Colts. I think they pick up the win in Indy. Going over the Steelers Jets. A lot of people are writing off the Jets this game just because Aaron Rodgers, the rematch, but it's in Jet Life, man. It's in Jet Life. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I think the Jets beat the Steelers week 1. It's probably not gonna happen considering Mike Tomlin is the most overrated, win games coach. But I still don't think that the Jets are as bad as people think, especially at the start of the year. Panthers Jaguars, another pretty shitty game. Actually, I'm going to be pretty excited for this game. I think these two teams are two teams that are getting called too shitty, too much. I think they're going to be better than people expect. I think the Jaguars win. Actually, give me the Panthers. Give me the Panthers in Jacksonville. Yeah, give me the Panthers. Give me the Panthers. Okay. Cardinals Saints. Man, this is a pretty snoozeful fest at 1:00. It ramps up. I know it does, but man, for the first 4 games on Sunday that I went over, Dolphins, Colts, Steelers, Jets, Panthers, Jaguars, Cardinals, Saints. I mean, geez, man. Cardinals, Saints. Man, imagine the Cardinals lose to Rattler first week. But no, I'm going to get the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals for sure. I think Kyler gets it done. I don't think they're going to be good this year, but I think Kyler gets it done week 1. Another pretty snooze fest game, but I think it has upset potential. I think it's going to be a close game. Jane Daniels' first game back. I cannot wait, honestly, for this game. I can't wait for all these games. I cannot wait for every single one of these games. I just love the matchups, man. I love the hype. And you just know when you see a Dolphins-Colts game and then you see the game that's playing at 8:20 on Sunday night, like you just kind of get excited differently, but it's all excitement. It's all great, and it's all football. That's all that matters. I got the Commies over the Giants. I'll hurry this up a little bit. Give me the Bucks. The Falcons kind of do own the Bucks, especially in Atlanta. But give me the Bucks. Browns, Bengals. We'll save that for the end. Raiders, Patriots, an underrated game. I think it's going to be one of the best. I think it's going to be the best 1:00 game of the slate. Give me the Raiders. I think the Raiders win an early game. This in the early weeks, I think they kind of trickle off after that. Kind of the opposite with the Patriots. I think people kind of write them off after the Patriots. Drake May kind of has a little iffy game, just some hiccups here and there. But I think the Patriots bounce back the weeks after. But I just think for week 1, Pete Carroll, it's in New England too, but I think Pete Carroll gets his boys ready and he gets a win. All right, starting up the 4:00 slate. 49ers Seahawks. I think 49ers kill the Seahawks. I think it actually could be a closer game with the 12th man, but I think the 49ers, too many people are not talking about them. I think Shanahan's going to mess around the playbook a little bit. Yeah, give me the 49ers for sure in Seattle. Denver Broncos versus Tennessee Titans. I think this game, give me the Titans, dude. Give me the Titans. I don't care. The sophomore year slump starts week 1. If it's going to start, it's going to start week 1. I mean, hey, I said the Broncos season is going to be kind of like that Browns season with OBJ and Baker. And if you remember, if you're a Browns fan, the first game we played was against the Titans, and we got shit on. So I really like the Titans to win this game. Little upset. Cam Ward at 4:00, his first game in Denver. Man, that's going to be rough. That's going to be a sick game. Lions, Packers, another sick game that I'm so excited for. In Lambeau, man, I think the Packers get it done. I just want a really good game, though. Like, I just want a banger of a game. I think the Packers get this done. Packers get this done. That's all I got to say. I mean, you guys heard me what I said. They have the weapons. They have Micah Parsons. I think this is going to be a clash-on-clash game. I want to see that Aiden Hutchinson versus Micah Parsons battle. I know they don't go up against each other, but I want to see the stat lines behind each other because I know there's going to be a little competition behind those two. Man, that's going to be a great trenches battle, a great quarterback battle. I mean, people are forgetting about Jared Goff. He can even win MVP this season without Ben Johnson. Like, man, this is going to be a great, great, great game. Another great, great, great game. Man, this 4:30 slate is awesome. This 4:00 slate, not 4:30, excuse me, is awesome. Texans, Rams in LA. I think it's going to be a great game. I think the Rams win this just because I'm rocking with McVay. I'm rocking with the Rams week 1, but I really do think it will be a great game. Stroud's going to bounce back. I think Stroud's going to come out firing. Hopefully Stafford's back. Hopefully Stafford's therapist is on call because the man is 40 years old and he's having back problems. That's definitely concerning. Especially when I'm picking them to go 13-4 or whatever I said to pick, whatever I'm picking them to go. But I really think that's all kind of talk. I think Stafford's fine. McVay is fine. He's the man. And yeah, I really think the Rams are going to get this week 1 done. Ravens, Bills. Give me the Ravens in Buffalo. I think, oh man, that's going to be a sweet game actually. Yeah, give me the Ravens in Buffalo. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to come down to the wire again. Week 1. It's going to we're going to be sitting on our couch at like 10 o'clock or 10-ish, 10:15-ish, 10:30, and we're going to be like, okay, week 1, we got a good one. Like, it's going to be 27-24. Lamar's going to have the ball. I think he kind of just controls the game. Josh Allen plays great, but such a good game. Best game of the slate. Bills, Ravens. Give me the Ravens. And Monday night, I want to take the Bears, but give me the Bears. Give me the Bears. The Bears on Monday Night Football. I don't know. I just think Ben Johnson's going to have the boys ready. I kind of said everything I said about like the teams themselves. It's all predictions at this point. So coaches got to get it together. Coaches got to put it all together and get the locker rooms together and just make sure everyone's good. But man, the season's here. A long, long wait, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. I will not be moving my butt off the couch on Sunday. One thing I forgot to talk about is Red Zone. I cannot believe they took away our sweet king, our sweet Pritz Red Zone. If you missed it, Red Zone will be having commercials. In my opinion, it's not as big of a deal. It just sucks to see, like I said, something so great, so wonderful go away. Scott Hanson is my guy, my fucking guy for life. I'm dropping an F-bomb for you, Scott. You're my guy. I'll always ride for you. Red Zone will be on one of my 4 TVs Sunday. Won't be on the main TV. It's gonna be on one of them just so I can check the scores. But no commercials on Red Zone commercials on Red Zone is awful. It's pretty sad, but again, just get Sunday ticket. If you're freaking about Red Zone, just get Sunday ticket and get Red Zone another TV. And just ride with your guy Scott Hanson, because Scott Hanson's a man, and and football's here. You need Red Zone, you need something like that, and let's go, man. Football's here. I am so excited. Comment down below what your guys' predictions are, and yeah, man, that's the preview. We got football on in 6 hours. This episode will probably be up right before kickoff. Let me know what you guys think. Drop some predictions down below, and let's go, baby. Football is back. Let's go!
Left sideline, midfield, 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown! Unbelievable!